It's Sponge Cake. Today I am really excited to be trying out Reiwa Gyaru and taking you guys along with me. I am also really excited, especially because I will be trying out circle lenses for the first time today. I low-key have had a fear of circle lenses for quite a while. So this is gonna be kind of a huge deal for me today. I ordered circle lenses in blue, brown, and pink from Pinky Paradise, and today I think I'm gonna be using pink circle lenses. I'm drawing a lot of inspo from this creator right here. I feel like this creator really embodies like everything that I want for my own aesthetics. Aside from this creator here, I am also gonna be pulling inspo from a bunch of different sources, mainly from Egg magazine, which I just studied a little bit to see like the shape that they did and stuff like that. For those of you that don't know, Reiwa Gyaru is the style of gyaru that we see currently today, especially in Japan, and it relates to the Reiwa era in Japan, which started in 2019 and is continuing through present day. The period before that is the Heisei era, which contains a lot of the gyaru type of looks that we're more accustomed to seeing. In the current era that we're in right now with Reiwa, the makeup is actually pretty toned down in comparison to the Heisei era. They also tend to follow a lot of current trends that we see today, which I find especially fun to participate in because the more classic version of gyaru that we know of today is very inspired by the time period in which they were in. So you'll see a lot of like Y2K stuff in that version of gyaru, whereas Reiwa is a lot of like what's present day. As one Twitter user noted, one major difference is also in the quality of their circle lenses and their hair treatments and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to dive into those kind of nuanced differences in this video through my trying out the makeup and talking you guys through it. But yeah, I'm really excited, so without further ado, let's get right to it. To start, I'll be using this Too Faced primer around my facial area, except for the eyes. For the eyes, I will be adding this Too Faced primer instead for priming for the eyeshadow area. So Rudy is actually the one that owns these. I'm trying them out today because I realized I really need to start trying out primer again in order for my makeup to set more properly. So I'm really excited to see how these influence my makeup today. Oh, that feels nice. That feels very nice. Oh, this is kind of pale, but it's probably a good thing so that my eyeshadow actually pops. Feeling pretty good. Next, I'll be using this Maybelline Fit Me foundation, the number 330, in order to go over my entire face. And I'll also be using this Charlotte Tilbury setting spray in order to blend the foundation in. I'm not sure if I was supposed to put foundation where the eyeshadow primer was, but oh well. I can ask later, I guess. Next, I'm using this Milani Retouch and Erase Concealer, and I'm going to just add them to under my eyes and let it set for around like 5-ish minutes. I'm learning to let it sit a little bit longer so that it can fill in the little dark circles here. So I'm gonna let this sit for 5-ish minutes, and in the meantime, I'm gonna work on other stuff. I am adding the next color over 315 of the Maybelline Fit Me to act as my concealer for the rest of my face while I wait. I'm also gonna work on my eyebrows. And for that, I'm going to be doing a sort of makeshift type of method of using a spoolie to kind of brush them out, and then I'm using actually eyeshadow with this tiny little brush here and this black color here using this eyeshadow palette from Amazon. I'm having my eyebrows slightly more pointed up than usual, but still pretty natural. And I'm using a small brush as well as an even lighter Maybelline Fit Me foundation as my concealer to clean up my eyebrows. Number 310. Kind of blending it out. Not too shabby. Now I am going to kind of blend in the concealer now that it's been there for a while. I'm not going to blend in too hard, just enough for it to kind of set in, but I don't want to pick up too much makeup, if that makes sense. As you can see, the sunken part of my eyes are already starting to lift up a little bit, and you see the lines a little bit less, and obviously it's not as dark anymore. Next, I'm adding number 315 from the Maybelline Fit Me foundation that I used for concealer around the rest of my face, now under my eyes. All right, and I'm letting that set for 5 minutes once again. All right, now that it's been 5-ish minutes, I'm gonna go in and blend that out as well. And then I'm gonna go ahead and set it with some setting powder so that it doesn't like slide around and stuff. For the setting powder, I'm gonna be using this Maybelline Fit Me powder, number 315, I believe? Number 310. Yeah, I think I have to give props to the primers because this is probably the best job that the concealer's done in ages. Next, I'm going to be using my concealer again, the Milani Retouch Erase Concealer, along with a small brush in order to create a strip along my nose. One thing that I noticed with Reiwa gals is that they tend to have a more understated nose strip. So I'm going to start off lighter and then try and like matte it down with shimmer and potentially setting powder if needed. Then I am using this True Complexion contour palette along with another small brush in order to create a contour against the strip on my nose. Something that I really like to do is, instead of making it completely straight, I like to kind of create a little polygon shape where it goes inward at the top and then outward towards the bottom, and then a tiny little inward shape once again. So it's kind of There's no like real magic here. I'm literally blending it out with a finger, the contour. There's probably a better way to do this. And then lastly, I'm going to also add a bit of shimmer to it. And for adding that shimmer, I'm going to be using Milani Estate Highlight over here. One thing I noticed is that Reiwa gals love glitter. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's a little harsher than I intended, but hey, I'll take it. Next, I'm going to be adding some eyeshadow, particularly gold eyeshadow. I went with this eyeshadow because I noticed that Reiwa gals tend to go for more understated eyeshadow, especially with like gold or silver, so I felt like this would be like a good kind of option. Alright, so this is the part which usually gets a little dicey for me, but I've done some practicing and I have a little bit of a method that I'm going to try out today, which I really hope works out. I'm going to try and make it straighter. I'm also going to go a little bit further into my nose in order to create a nice taper along with the eyeliner, and you guys will see later on in this video. In terms of the droop itself, I've noticed that a lot of gals, they either droop way down or they droop just a little bit, and a lot of times when they droop just a little bit, they leave it open. So they're not necessarily always connecting it. A lot of times they have their lashes here. Sometimes the eyeliner is a lot like the Western style of like the cat eye, and then the actual droop doesn't necessarily connect. And I noticed that for the sake of my own preference, my own face, what I feel like looks best on me, I really like when it's open. So I'm going to try that combination of styles, and I really hope it comes out okay. So as you can see, it is straight, and along with a little bit of a droop here that's going to be helped by the eyeliner. I do have to clean it up a little bit, but I just wanted you guys to see the general shape of it. I didn't mention before, but there's also another two types of Reiwa gal, where the first type I noticed they use highlight or like concealer or both, and it just basically kind of highlights their Aegyo-sal. And then the other option that I've noticed is that it's just pure white, like just a strip of white. And the first time I tried Reiwa gal makeup, I used white. I really didn't like it, so I'm really liking the concealer option today instead. And then once again, straight, straight. I like it a lot more. I'm gonna let it set for a while before adding setting powder and then going in with some shimmer so that it really stays where it's supposed to be. While I'm waiting, I'm going to add in the Serafina blush. Since I noticed that pretty much my gal idol does use blush on her cheeks just a little bit along with some shimmer, so I kind of wanted to emulate that since I will be wearing pink later, or at least that's my plan. Now that it's been 5-ish minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and set the Aegyo-sal with this setting powder again. It's still pretty wet, so it's a little hard. I'm not gonna set it too well because I do want it to still stand out. So I'm gonna go in with some eyeshadow now on top of the Aegyo-sal and just kind of set whatever needs to be set afterwards. It is hard out here. Alright, so not my favorite, but I basically had to go in with a golden eyeshadow, which is slightly darker than what I had envisioned in order for it to actually show where the concealer is. So I'm going to go in and add a bit of contour beneath it, even though I almost always hate the contour, but hopefully with it being a straight shape this time, it'll actually come out a bit more to my taste. Not too bad. Not too bad. This side versus this side, you know, I'm not mad at it. I've done worse. Wow, I actually really like this. I feel like I'm actually choosing how I want the makeup to look now. Moving on to eyeliner. So I'm going to do a sort of Western cat eye for the top, and then for the bottom droop, I'm not sure if I'll actually do a line or if I'm going to just put lashes. I'm gonna see. I might actually have to do this off camera actually. So this is the eyeliner. I actually took a little bit of liberty in making the inner corner of the eyeliner a bit longer than you normally see with most gals. You do tend to see that like little bit of line, like it's always connected or almost always connected on the inner corner, and some gals choose to add a little extra line, some don't. I ended up making it a little bit longer than you normally see because of the way that I constructed my Aegyo-sal. I just wanted it to kind of all be connected together, if that makes sense. So it's like the same style, but like a little bit more dramatic. And next I'm going to be adding in the droop. You see that there's like the eyeliner going in from the inner corner, and the idea is that it would continue straight on. I can either continue with the eyeliner and then add lashes or go without lashes. I'm gonna see. All right, so this is definitely like the hardest part here, but I basically continued the droop with the eyeliner after all because I felt like a lot of Reiwa gals do in fact continue with the eyeliner. And they also use much more understated bottom lashes. So I'm gonna be using some of my smaller bottom lashes, but before I move on, I'm going to add my circle lenses in because Rudy told me that I should put in circle lenses before I do the lashes at least, so that I don't risk getting stuff in them. So I'll just try and do that. This feels so weird. Rudy just helped me for like 30 minutes on getting these in because this is my first time wearing contacts like ever, like any form of contacts. And it's really trippy because I can feel it, but it's not uncomfortable. But I know it's there. So I feel like I'll get used to them pretty quickly, but it's still really trippy because I'm like, my brain keeps saying there's something on my eye. Wow. These really liven up my makeup. Holy crap. I get it. Suddenly I get it. Oh my goodness. They're like pink. Let me do this close up. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I like can't stop looking at it. All right, time to put on lashes. I think I'm gonna start with the bottom lashes and then move on to the top lashes, and then we should be ready to go pretty soon. All right, I just added the lashes. I feel like that's not too bad. Not too bad. I feel like I could have made the bottom droop a little bit more straight instead of drooping down below like that, and maybe a little less thick. I was kind of experimenting as I went, so now I know. And then lastly, I'm gonna be adding my lip gloss, and that should be it for the makeup. For the lip gloss, I'm going to be using the Sailor Moon ColourPop collab. I am not mad at this. I am not mad at this at all. All right, so one last thing I almost forgot. I'm gonna put this glittery obsessed glitter from ColourPop, which is also part of the Sailor Moon collection, since I noticed that this gal that I really like also puts rhinestones and stuff like that on her cheeks a lot of times, so I really like that kind of look. So I'm gonna go ahead and put glitter as my own little personal touch. All right, let's go. So I'm gonna add my nose cuff and my hair and get dressed, and then I'm ready to show you the final look. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And as always, love you guys. Until next time. Bye bye.